Managing the learning environment is brought to you by the Professional Development Team at Oxford University Press, Pakistan. The objectives of this session are to understand how to design and organize indoor environment for preschoolers, utilize the outdoor environment to maximize learning, and how to establish effective schedules and routines.
Your environment is the foundation of your curriculum. According to Dodge, Kolker, and Harriman in the Creative Curriculum for Preschool, an effective environment sends children a variety of messages about their learning. Let's learn about these messages and how you can make sure children receive them. First, your environment should say, "This is a good place to be." You can do this by making your environment feel home-like and comfortable. Remember, your classroom is an extension of home and is a stable place for children. Use neutral decorations and furnishings that remind children of home. Provide soft spaces with pillows, cushions, or area rugs. Consider framing artwork. Your environment should say, "You belong here." Make sure you post children's artwork, photos, or writing. This helps children know they are part of the classroom community. Remember to include photos of families as well. Classrooms should say, "This is a place you can trust." Children need safe and predictable spaces. They also need safe and predictable routines. Make sure your classroom is neat and orderly. Make changes to your materials and spaces as needed, but avoid making frequent changes. Give children time to get comfortable. A posted schedule also helps children know they can trust the place. Remember to post a schedule for children that includes pictures, and a separate schedule for adults. Everyone needs some time alone, so your space should say, "There are places where you can be by yourself when you want to." Provide areas where just one or two children can play. A cozy reading area or quiet computer area can provide some respite from the excitement of a preschool classroom. Children should know you can do many things on your own here. Design your space with independence in mind. Label cubbies and shelves. Make sure that materials are where children can reach them. Finally, every preschool space should say, "This is a safe place to explore and try out your ideas." Offer lots of opportunities for problem solving and experimentation throughout the day. Offer open-ended materials that let children be creative.
He's doing? What do you think he's going? Where do you think?
Provide extended time for play.
He's looking for his family?
Yeah, I found one.
How do environments affect very young learners? Research tells us preschool-age students learn best in environments where they can have secure relationships with caring and responsive adults, where they feel safe and where they feel free to explore and learn. A well-arranged environment can help you meet preschool-age students' needs during play and routines. There are 10 common interest areas or learning centers recommended for preschoolers. These include blocks. Great block areas contain a variety of materials to spark curiosity and exploration. Students use the block area to explore how things work. They build, tear down, fill, dump, stretch, reach, balance, and create. Block areas should be large enough for several students to play at once. Then there is the dramatic play area, which allows students to take on roles and try out new ideas. Students use their imagination as they cooperate with one another, and they practice self-care skills as they try on dress-up clothes. A great dramatic play area offers students a chance to act out their own home and family themes with props like a kitchen, table, clothes, food, and babies. The toys and game area allows students to develop important thinking skills, social skills, and fine motor skills. Your toy and game area can include a range of puzzles, board games, and small objects. This area can provide a good opportunity for students to identify and match colors, shapes, sizes, and textures. The art area provides opportunities for students to express themselves and develop fine motor skills. Visual art can include painting, drawing, sculpturing, etc. This is a place for inspiration and creativity. Great art areas include a variety of materials for students to use and explore, such as sponges, rollers, glitter, tape, paint, stamps, and recycled materials of all types. The library is a quiet space where students can relax and enjoy reading. A great library includes a variety of books with different types of genres like fiction, non-fiction, alphabet books, number books, nursery rhymes, and resource books. It typically includes soft furniture or pillows. Books can be displayed on shelves or in baskets for easy access. The library can also include a listening station, felt board, literacy activities, or other materials that introduce students to language and print. Also include print materials such as books, maps, or magazines, and writing materials in every interest area. Some more common interest areas include Discovery Area, which is a student's gateway to scientific exploration. It contains materials meant for open-ended exploration. A wide variety of natural materials are often displayed for students to explore, like rocks, pine cones, starfish. Other materials appropriate for the discovery area include PVC pipe, magnets, weights, etc. Sand and water areas provide opportunities for measuring, pouring, comparing, and creating. Although the space is called sand and water, you are not limited to providing just sand and water. Many teachers consider this a sensory area. Your sand and water area can offer a wide variety of materials to explore, such as leaves, snow, packing peanuts, shredded paper, etc. Then there is a music and movement space for students to engage in large movements that allows them to make their own music and respond to the music of others. It is important to provide a variety of materials here, such as streamers, ribbons, shakers, musical instruments, and recorded music. This area can provide an opportunity for dance and rhythm. Then there is the cooking area, which lets students practice real-life skills and is a great way to introduce a variety of cultures to the classroom. By preparing simple recipes with an adult, students learn important maths, literacy, and self-care skills. Then we have the computer area. Many preschool classrooms provide computers for students to use. The use of computers or other technology and media can provide developmentally appropriate learning opportunities to students of a variety of ages. Computers and the internet can expose students to people, animals, and places they cannot experience in person. Students can also use computers and media to document and share their own experiences. Using interactive ebooks and playing games that facilitate learning of letters, letter sounds, and numbers are additional ways students can use computers to meet learning goals. Let's take a look at the elements in effective classroom design. First are clear boundaries. Use shelves, furniture, or other barriers to help students focus and avoid distractions. Large open spaces encourage running and roughhousing. Arrange your furniture in interest areas to break up large open spaces. Then, help students know how and where to come into an interest area. Use a system of tags, pictures, or symbols to limit the number of students who play in an interest area. Make sure the students know how to use it and are able to meet their needs and interests throughout the day. Make sure there are enough materials that several students can play in social areas like dramatic play and blocks. Have duplicates of favorite toys. Students are more likely to have meaningful play together if there are enough materials to use together. Then, consider what students in your class like. Add materials or rotate materials regularly so students have new experiences. Think about pictures, displays, print, or writing materials that support students' learning and engagement in each area. Separate loud, active, and quiet, calm spaces. Examples of quiet interest areas are the library, listening center, and writing center. Loud, active centers might include the block area, dramatic play area, and the sand or water sensory area. Make sure students have access to needed materials. Sand and water, discovery and art spaces should have access to sinks. Music and movement, technology and cooking areas might need access to electrical outlets. Soft carpeting in the library and block area can make it easier for students to sit and comfortably interact with materials on the floor. Align materials and interest areas to learning objectives. And lastly, make sure you can see and supervise all students at all times. Areas to consider while designing the indoor environment are logistics, aesthetics, and organization. In your preschool classroom, you will need spaces for group activities, privacy, and storage and display. Plan areas for morning meetings and story times. In some smaller classrooms, this is not possible, so get creative. The block area can be a perfect space for large group activities. Having designated spaces for these activities and designing them to minimize distractions can help you make the most of these times. Preschool classrooms are high energy places. So similar to adults, students sometimes need time and space to relax on their own. You can help students meet this need of privacy by offering spaces that are limited to 1 or 2 students. The library, a cozy corner, quiet games, or other spaces of your room can help students calm themselves. Consider how the use of sheer fabrics or the placement of furniture can help create these cozy nooks and still provide good visibility. In storage and display, for materials that are in active use, teachers should store them on open labeled shelves. Open storage promotes accessibility. Tools such as office supplies, cooking utensils, or cleaning fluids should be stored securely when not in use. It is important to designate and carefully label secure locations for these items. This will help you maintain inventory and ensure student safety. Students and adults need space to store their personal belongings. Students' personal storage should be labeled with pictures and words. Personal storage spaces for students allow them to easily access their personal items like blankets or gloves, etc. For adults' personal storage, it is important to store items out of reach like purses or backpacks or makeup or medicine. Storing and displaying artwork and portfolios sends powerful messages to students about the value of their work, and it helps you to do your job more effectively. It communicates to the students that this is a place to test their ideas and helps you more easily track students' developmental progress. While considering aesthetics, we want classrooms that are home-like, inviting and engaging, designed for all. Add personal touches. For example, you can include soft furniture such as a couch or large armchair, non-toxic plants, natural or soft lighting through the use of window or lamps, throw pillows, cushions, other decorative touches such as area rugs or repurposed furniture, family photos from the students and staff, inexpensive frames to hang students' artwork on the walls, neutral paint colors. In the classroom, invite students' exploration and engagement using provocations. A provocation is a picture, experience, or item that provokes thought, interest, questions, or creativity in students. Including pictures of students' interest can help extend exploration of certain concepts and sends the message students' ideas are valued in your classroom. Use pictures of real items as much as possible. For an event or experience, go on a field trip, a nature walk outdoors, or host a tea party in your classroom. You can also take pictures during the event to display later. Pictures like these, in conjunction with personal storage and students' artwork, also communicate that this space belongs to the students. Include items from nature such as leaves or nuts or flowers. Consider the needs and learning goals for all students. Each time a new preschooler enters your room, you should consider what changes need to be made to best support their engagement in the classroom. In terms of environmental design, you may need to consider the physical space within interest areas or pathways between interest areas to ensure students with physical disabilities can also move around and participate. We want to organize the indoor environment for independence, easy use, and learning. First, we want students to know that they can find and use materials on their own. The best way to accomplish this is to store materials on low, open shelves. This allows students to see the materials available, make a choice, and return the item without adult support. The students should know how to use signs and symbols in the environment to support their independence. Labeling not only helps students learn to clean up independently, it also creates a print-rich environment. It is important to organize your materials so students can find what they need when they need it. This too helps students know I can do things on my own. Think like a child. If I want to work at the writing center, what will I need or want? Placing pencils, crayons, markers, paper, scissors, stickers, etc. all together in the writing area can allow students to get instantly involved in their ideas. This means you may have duplicate materials in many areas of the room. The type of storage you choose, including bins, baskets, and containers, can affect how easily students access and put away materials. For example, storing books on a shelving unit allows students to see the full front covers and will spark greater interest in reading and make it easier for students to choose a book. Or storing simple wooden puzzles on a puzzle rack. Use lightweight material that is easy to use. For the students' learning, displays should be at students' eye level and should contain their own work, pictures relevant to their interests, or pictures meant to help spark further exploration. Organize your space so students encounter meaningful learning opportunities throughout the day. This means providing well-organized and well-planned literacy, maths, science, and social studies materials in interest areas. Consider the following areas while designing the outdoor environment: safety, design, space, and accessibility. For the student safety, evaluate your outdoor learning environment. Before you take the students outside, you must be vigilant. Inspect the playground each day. Look for debris like glass, litter, building supplies, standing water, ice or snow, natural objects that might cause harm like sharp rocks, stumps, roots, branches, unsafe insects like beehives, wasp nests, anthills, ditches, holes, wells, and traps. Consider fall zones, surfacing, access to shade, and the conditions of materials and equipment. Metal or plastic slides, benches, and poured concrete surfaces can get very hot and very cold. Inspect surfaces for cracks caused by temperature changes or water damage. Carefully design outdoor learning areas to support a full range of students' play and activities. You can create interest areas much as you do for your indoor space. Many of the same materials you provide indoors can be used to promote engagement outdoors. An outdoor dramatic play interest area could incorporate props such as blankets, picnic baskets, plastic dishes, utensils, and dress-up clothes. Another idea would be to set up an outdoor science and nature center in which students can investigate materials found outdoors, example leaves, sticks, seed pods, using magnifying glasses, etc. Your outdoor play space will foster creative play if you include loose parts or open-ended play material like recycled cardboard boxes, crates, PVC pipes, milk cartons. The students can construct enclosed spaces like playhouses, forts that are a fixed part of the playground to foster dramatic play. As much as possible, providing play equipment that can become multiple things in students' play tends to foster creativity. It is also important to include equipment that will help students work on their gross motor skills. Gross motor skills are those that involve large muscle movements of the body and include running, jumping, throwing, and maintaining balance. In fact, students are often most physically active when they play with portable equipment such as balls, bicycles, hula hoops, etc. Students must be able to easily access materials and equipment. Outdoor paths, walkways, and stairs should be clearly marked and free of obstruction. It is important to make sure gross motor play can happen safely in one area without disrupting play in another area. Also, remember to include smocks in strategic areas. Offering smocks or old shirts can help students and families feel more comfortable with messy outdoor art, sensory or science ideas, for example, mud play or exploration. There should be enough gross motor equipment, example bikes, that students can use without a long wait. Outdoor toys such as balls and props for dramatic play can be placed in easy access bins, buckets or containers. This will also make it easy for students to help clean up when it is time to go back inside. Consider the needs of individual students too. Some students, especially those with disabilities or special needs, may have difficulties in the outdoor environment. You can make adaptations for these students just as you would in the classroom. You can adjust the materials and spaces, install a wheelchair accessible swing, install railings, lower a water table to best fit their needs. Students need time each day to play, read, eat, interact and engage with the world around them. Designing your schedule and space to support effective routines helps promote students' development and learning. Let's take a look at the 6 elements of effective schedules and routines. Effective schedules provide at least 60 minutes of free choice time each day. Move around to support learning goals while students engage in interest areas. Provide at least 60 minutes of outdoor time each day. Provide many of the same indoor interest areas outdoors. Keep large and small group activities times short. A total of 15 to 20 minutes is best. Keep students engaged during transitions. Problem behaviors are most likely to occur during wait time. Provide warnings before transitions. Give auditory or visual cues you are about to transition to another part of the day. For example, cleanup time is in 5 minutes. Can make these transition times easier. Be structured in your classroom routines. Predictable routines help students know what to expect and feel secure. The security students feel by knowing what to expect frees them to fully engage in play and learning in the classroom. Structured routines are especially important for some students with special needs or behavioral difficulties. These students often rely on routines for consistency and can benefit from visual supports to help them successfully complete routines. But also be flexible in your classroom routine. If a routine is not working, rethink it. Be comfortable with making the most of unexpected events. However, it is important not to confuse flexibility with chaos. Flexibility still implies that you are following a plan. You can simply stretch or shorten the amount of time you spend on each activity.
Transitions take up a lot of time in preschool classrooms. Our first goal is to have as few group transitions as possible. Our second goal is to keep children engaged and learning when transitions do happen. Watch these videos and identify the strategies teachers use to make the most of transition times.
Everybody freeze. Brent, Antonio. We're freezing. What time is it? Time to go outside. So get 5 more minutes to play and then we're going to clean up, okay?
This teacher provides a transition warning to the entire class. This helps them know that a change is about to happen.
Discovery. 1 more minute and then we're going to clean up.
This classroom has a class monitor job.
He's gonna get 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
Got it?
Hi.
5 more. So splash them. 5 more minutes.
This is my room.
5 more. You have 5 minutes. Okay. Where we go next?
The child notifies the other children of an impending transition. The teacher assists the child as he makes his rounds.
5 more minutes, friends.
Come stand by the wall and we'll wait for Alora. What should we sing while we're waiting? How about give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees, a sheep or two and a kangaroo.
While waiting in line, this teacher sings a song with the children to keep them engaged.
And an old rocking chair.
Patience is trying to sing our song. Do you guys want to do it?
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4.
A countdown routine and song helps children in this classroom know what comes next.
Teach all students the skills to navigate routines by using the following strategies. Modeling. Demonstrate steps in the routine to the student while explaining aloud what you are doing. Example, hand washing. Use peer partners. Ask a student who knows the routine well to demonstrate the routine to a student who is struggling. Use prompts. Although you have visual supports for routines in your classroom, some students may benefit from verbal reminders regarding specific steps. Example, for hand washing, okay, you've turned off the water. What is the next step? Give encouragement. Provide specific positive feedback when the child navigates a routine successfully. For example, I saw that when you came to school today, you went straight to your cubby and put your things away. Once you have designed an effective schedule, it is important to communicate this schedule to the students and other adults. You can eliminate many problems simply by helping students understand the schedules and routines in the classroom. The best way to do this in a preschool classroom is through a visual schedule. Visual schedules work best when they are part of your daily routine. Just like adults, preschool-age students are affected by their environments, even if they cannot yet express these feelings in sophisticated ways. It is our job to ensure classrooms and other learning spaces for students make them feel welcome, secure, and ready to learn. Supportive environments are well organized, orderly, planned, and safe. They are dependable, where they offer students a stable home base for those who need it, and they are also flexible, able to adjust to meet the needs of different students. Thank you.